Right now, somewhere, a dog is asleep on its side, paws paddling at the air, chasing something only it can see. And you already know the line. "Ah, he's dreaming." Here's the part you probably never question, though, the quiet assumption sitting underneath that sentence, that dreaming is basically ours, a human thing, and animals. Just get a watered-down loner copy. For a long time, careful science more or less agreed with you. Then, it went looking, and the evidence didn't trickle down the ladder from us. It started climbing up, from places you'd never think to check. So, here's the question for today. When those paws twitch in the dark, is your dog really dreaming? Or are you just a soft-hearted human painting a little movie onto a twitching animal? The honest answer turns out to be stranger than either one. Let's step into another mind. First, let's be fair to the myth, because it comes from a good place. You've seen it, the twitching, the muffled little bark at nothing. It looks exactly like dreaming. So we say it out loud, the way we always do. He's chasing rabbits. And here's the sneaky thing that sentence does. It takes your inner life, the rabbits, the chase, the feeling of running, and quietly glues it onto an animal that can't confirm a single word of it. That's projection, the kind we do out of love. For a long time, careful scientists treated it as exactly that, a sweet story, with nothing underneath. And honestly, they were right to be suspicious. A twitch is just a twitch, until somebody finally went and looked inside. In 2001, two neuroscientists at MIT, Kenway Louie and Matthew Wilson, did exactly that. Their subjects were rats, and their tool was a maze. While a rat ran the maze, they recorded the pattern its brain cells fired in, and each spot on the track had its own little signature, almost like a barcode for "I am here." Normal enough. But then, they left the recorders running, while the rats fell asleep. And during REM sleep, the slice of sleep where we do most of our dreaming, those same barcodes started playing back, in order, at roughly the speed the rat had actually run. They could match the sleeping brain's playback to the exact stretch of maze it came from, while the little body lay completely still. That's not a twitch anymore. That's a memory, replayed from the inside. Now, a rat replaying a maze is impressive, but it's still happening silently, behind the skull. What if you could actually watch an animal act its dream out? Strangely enough, somebody already had. Back in 1965, a French neuroscientist named Michel Jouvet was studying why our bodies stay still while we dream. There's a switch deep in the brainstem that paralyzes you during REM, which is genuinely useful, since it stops you from physically sprinting through your own nightmares. Jouvet switched it off in cats, and the sleeping cats got up. They stalked, they pounced, they arched their backs and hissed at prey that was nowhere in the room. Their eyes were closed. Their dream was not. Yes, the cat was hunting absolutely nothing, with total commitment. Okay, cats and rats are mammals, like us. Maybe dreaming is just a mammal club, but this is where the club breaks open. In 2021, a team led by Silvia Medeiros and Siddhartha Ribeiro in Brazil filmed sleeping octopuses, and every so often, a sleeping octopus would erupt. Its skin would start flickering through colors and patterns, the same display it puts on while awake, while its body twitched and its eyes rolled. A 2023 study found that during those bursts, the octopus brain lights up, much the way it does when the animal is fully awake. An octopus is about as far from you as a thinking thing can get, and it may be dreaming, in color, for an audience of absolutely no one. Then, it gets stranger. In 2000, Amish Dave and Daniel Margoliouth recorded zebra finches whose brains silently rehearsed their own song, note for note, while they slept. And in 2022, Daniela Rosler filmed 34 baby-jumping spiders, the kind you'd relocate with a cup, and caught them flicking their eyes and curling their legs in regular little bouts that looked unnervingly like REM. A spider, possibly dreaming. I'll admit, that one rearranged something in my head. So, do animals really dream? Here, I have to be honest with you. because this is a channel about real science, and I'd be cheating you otherwise. We don't actually know, not for certain. Everything I just described is the body of a dream, the twitching, the replay, the brain catching fire in the dark. What nobody can reach is the inside of it. Whether there is anything it feels like to be that rat, back in that remembered maze. A philosopher named Thomas Nagel made this exact point in 1974, and it has never really gone away. You can map every neuron in a sleeping mind and still never climb inside the dream. So, we're stuck with the twitching dog after all. But notice, what just happened to the question? We started out worried that we were projecting a rich inner life onto animals that don't have one. The science quietly turned that worry around, because the twitching was never the embarrassing part. The embarrassing part is that we assumed dreaming belonged to us, and everything else was just borrowing it. And then, a rat, a cat, a bird, and a spider all quietly raised a hand. Maybe dreaming was never ours to lend out. Maybe it's old, far older than us. Something life keeps stumbling back into every time a mind gets complicated enough to need a night off. We didn't let the animals into the dream, we just showed up late and assumed we'd built the place. And that should humble us. Stay curious. If you want to wander a little deeper into another mind, there's a bat asleep in the next one.